Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builders Supply, and this video is to bring you a closer look at the Reese number 524 AS. This is a bump-up style threshold that has a double row of silicone insert and is used when you need to, it could be an unusual flooring condition where there's really nothing down out here and below to seal that door up against, or you might have simply a condition where the concrete is poured in such a way that the undercut of the door is no longer exactly what it would be otherwise. So you might not be able to fit a threshold underneath there, but what you could do is cap this on top of that interior floor surface. Flooring condition is such that the undercut between the bottom of the door and the top of the flooring condition is not standard, whatever the reason is. But it's not so significant that you had to cut the door down. Point being, you can't get anything underneath the door. However, you can create a seal by installing this right up to the back side of the door. The door will come down, make contact with the face of that double row of silicone. Now this piece is half of a latch track threshold from Reese, which is their S498A piece, I believe. It's half of their latch track thermal brake, where down in this raceway you would insert the thermoplastic. And while the extrusion size on that bottom raceway is marginally smaller than the top, you can still reasonably easily fit that bottom row of silicone in there. So what we did was we pulled that thermoplastic out, inserted that silicone, now you've got a double row. That's really where you're going to use that, quite frankly. Okay. This can also act as a latch track threshold. So if you have a 6-foot length of this, or whatever length, a pair of doors generally with surface vertical rod exit devices, this bottom area down here can simply allow you to seal against that. Silicone is a very good durable insert that's very capable of exceptional performance in extreme temperatures. I like silicone in the sense that it seems to be more pliable in all seasons, like here in Chicago, allowing you to get significant performance out of it and do so over a long period of time. I generally find that neoprene, and it's just my opinion, is slightly less flexible. And with a door that gets a lot of use, I want the silicone to give a little bit more so that the door reliably closes and latches. I don't want to have to tug that door closed because my neoprene's just ever so slightly more or less interested in cooperating with getting the door closed. I'm a fan of silicone for that reason. Okay. Now, dimensionally, the width of this item, the extrusion itself, is about 2 7/16. Okay? When you get on top of those pieces of silicone, you're going to be pushing 2 3/4. It's 7/8 high, which is a really good threshold height in terms of sealing the bottom of the door. Okay? The one downside of this, in my opinion, would be that if you're sealing up against the door here, it means that your door is here. It means that your line of defense, you'd prefer it to be out here. So I might be really interested in adding a door sweep out here. But this will allow you to have a double, or in this case, a triple line of defense with the 2 here and the 1 on the outside sort of scenario. But wherever you're going to use it, you know, there's obviously no hard and fast rules. You might have the back service door of a bar in New York City, and that door opens up literally to a stoop and then a 6-inch step straight down to the alley, where space, to say that space is at a premium would be a colossal understatement. So unusual thresholds where you really don't have any room to put anything. You stick a threshold out there, all of a sudden you're hanging out into the alley by 2-inch. Okay, so that's obviously not going to work. Or there might be nothing down below here is the case as well. So how do you seal that? Might be an unusual condition. So that could be a reason why that would work. This is the A, which means mill finish. It's also available in the D, or dark bronze finish. Available on the site in lots of different lengths, 2 foot all the way out to 8 foot. You can have longer than 8 foot. We just don't list it because the cost to ship longer than 96 inches is generally prohibitive. Not so if you need 20 12-foot pieces, but it is if you need something that's a single 9-foot piece where the cost of the material is a third of the shipping charge. But we can absolutely supply that for you, not a trouble whatsoever. If this was the genuine article, it would have a countersink about 4 inches from the end, and then about every 8 inch or so. If you have need for a custom length, by all means let us know by ordering the next longest piece or pieces, and simply indicate in the comment field what net length you'd like for us to cut the material back to. And we'll do 2 things. We'll cut it to length, And we will drill and countersink the hole where it needs to be from the end, and then give you that proper center to center as well. Okay, cutting it is not really a trouble. Generally, it's just aluminum. You can cut that on a carbide-tipped saw blade. Drilling it's probably not a problem, but sometimes a fella gets into the field and cuts that threshold down and drills a hole and realizes he has flathead fasteners and no countersink. So I've heard that many times in the past. So if you order a custom length, we'll not only give it to you, cut the length, but the screws at the proper center from the proper centers and then proper distance from the edge. There is a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the Reese products that we sell, but also a link to the manufacturer's website. You can have this as a 524AS. You can have this as a 524AN, where these can be neoprene, or you can have it as a 523A, which would look just like this. And when you change the A in the part number to D, you'll get a dark bronze finish. Any questions on the Reese 524AS or any other Reese product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.